What's going on, guys? It's RenGem Militia, and welcome to episode 4 of my Python tutorial series. And in today's tutorial, we're going to be learning about if statements, and we're going to use those if statements to make a simple calculator that can add, subtract, multiply, and divide. And before we get started, right here is the code from episode 3, and this just takes input from the user, takes numbers input from the user, and we'll add them together. And I'll just quick go over that in case you didn't see episode 3. It says print, please enter a number, prompting the user. Num1 equals integer input. It's shortened to int, of course. But basically what this is saying is whatever they input after it says please enter a number will equal num1. And print, please enter a number, once again prompting the user. Num2 equals integer input. And that, once again, is just showing that num2 equals whatever they input after please enter a number. So here's the actual math part. Answer equals num1 plus num2. And then we're printing the answer. So, not very complicated, but it will get a slightly more complicated in a second when we actually make our calculator. So what we're going to do first is, of course, we'll be taking input, but we need to prompt the user first. So print, what operation would you like to conduct? So we just prompted the user, asked them what operation they want to do. But before we actually go in the input, we're going to go print 1 equals addition. So when they input, rather than them inputting addition, the whole word, or subtraction, the whole word, we're just going to set them, not really set them, but tell them, hey, if you put in 1, you're going to do addition. If you put in 2, you're going to do subtraction, whatever. So here, 2 equals subtraction. Oops. That went horribly wrong. Subtraction. Alright. And print 3 equals multiplication. And print 4 equals division. Now, see how I have 3 in here? Let me spread this out real quick, just so it's a little more easier. That sounded really bad. A little bit easier. My English skills. A little easier to differentiate these things. So, even though I have 4 equals division, this division, multiplication, subtraction, addition, they aren't variables like here. Even though I said num1 equals in input, it looks a lot like this. It equals, but none of these things are variables because I'm simply printing them, if you know what I'm saying. So now we're going to take the input, and we're going to put C for choice, or cookie, whatever you want. C is for choice, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I know. C is for cookie, it's good enough for me. Alright, back to the Python. Int, input. Alright, oops. There we go. So we have our input, and oh yeah, here we go. If statements. Watch closely. If, and it should turn orange, C equals 1. So now, what I just did there, I'm saying if C equals, and the reason I have 2 equal sign is because 1 equal sign equals, 1 equal sign means that we are setting a variable to something. So in this case, variable C is being set to input. So I have an extra space here that I don't need. But we have if C equals. Now the equals with 2 equal signs means that we are comparing 2 things. We're comparing C to 1. So if it does indeed equal 1, whatever we have down here is going to happen. So since 1 is addition up here, and you know, of course, we tell the user that 1's going to be addition, and unless we're trolls, we're going to be running the addition code. So, we're going to, of course, this is the addition code from episode 3, and we already have that, nice and convenient, so, or at least I already have it. So we're going to put it up there, but we have to tab it under. Oops, what did I just do? Undo. Go like that, and then, don't mind my Steam events. But, so here, let's just do overview what I just did here. If C equals 1, then this is going to happen. So print, please enter number, prompting the user, blah, blah, blah. We already did all that. So if c equals 1, we're going to add the two numbers. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do if c equals 2, and then, let's copy and paste this like that, and then we'll make a change. All you have to do is change the sign in the actual math part. So we'll do it again. If c equals 3, bam, change it. What is it? Multiplication. Oops. So if c equals 4, once again, bada bing, division. Alright, so let's run this. Okay. And wait a second. Alright, now see, nothing happened, but just hit enter. Sometimes Python likes to do that. I'm not sure why. But I'm feeling a little subtraction. So please enter a number, 8 minus 2. And we have 6. Bada bing. So now what I'm going to show you is elif statements and else. And elif really means else if. It's just a shortened way. But elif statements are when you're comparing multiple if statements. So right here how we have 4 if statements. Instead of having 4 if statements, we can have 1 if statement and then 3 elif statements right under it. And I'll show you why in a second. So we'll change all of the ones except for the first one to elif. Alright, so now this is one big if statement. And of course, elif statements are optional because you don't need extra options. But, in this case we do. And then else is basically saying, oh, well, here, first I'll go over what this is saying. This is if this happens, that's going to happen. But if that doesn't happen, then this could happen. But if that doesn't happen, then this could happen. But if that doesn't happen, then this is going to happen. So, else statement is if none of these things happen. So else, you don't need anything after that. You just do else, semicolon. And then, oh my gosh, I totally forgot to tell you that you need a semicolon after the if statements. I mean, I put it there, but I didn't say anything. Now that I think of it, I apologize. But else, and then the most likely reason that we need the else statement at all is because they didn't type in a number that was between 1 and 4. So we'll go. Let's just put an asterisk, error, and then we'll close that. We'll put on the next line. We'll just do print. Please enter a number between 1 and 4. Bam. Let's put an exclamation point. This is very important. Alright. So now, basically what I'll do is I will show you what will happen if you don't put in a number 1 through 4. So 12, error. Please enter a number between 1 and 4. And there you go. So now, if these had been all if statements, I'm going to change these, then let's see here. Okay, let's go 12. Now, nothing's going to happen because, see, this else statement is under this if statement. And this if statement is completely separate from this one, completely separate from this one, and completely separate from this one. Now, if you kind of understand what I'm saying, they really don't follow each other. You know what I mean? They're not tied together. So this else statement would have to be under every single one of these if statements for it to work. But instead, we can have elif. And it can be under all. It's like a family tree. It's inheritance. It's like, so you have if statement, and then you have this if statement. So it's like, if this doesn't happen, this could happen. But if that doesn't happen, then this could happen. If that doesn't happen, you have your else statement. So these will all be elif. You can compare them together. And we are actually finished. So let's do some division. Let's go 12 divided by 3, 4.0. And actually with the division, you can do decimals. So why don't we actually try that? Let's go 4. Let's go 15 divided by 2, 7.5. Bada bing! We have our calculator. Are you proud of yourself? You should be. Give yourself a pat on the back. That's a very nice job. Alright, so in the next episode, we're going to make our calculator even better. and we're going to have it loop, so we can actually ask the user how many operations or how many equations that they need to do, so they can do it multiple times. So thank you for watching this video. Either leave a comment if you have a question. I'll try to answer it. Don't forget to leave a like if this helped you, and don't forget to subscribe to know when the new episodes come out. So thanks guys. I will see you in the next episode.